Robert Gabriel Mugabe, the former president of Zimbabwe, remains one of Africa's most polarizing figures. Lauded by some as a liberation hero who fought against colonial oppression and led his country to independence, he is equally condemned by others as a dictator who ruled through fear, crushed dissent, and presided over one of the most spectacular economic collapses in modern history. Mugabe's life is a study in contrasts: a deeply educated man who became increasingly autocratic, a revolutionary who inspired hope, yet later fostered despair. Born on February 21, 1924, in Kutama, a small village in southern Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe, Mugabe was raised in a devout Catholic household. He attended Jesuit schools and later earned multiple degrees, including in education and law, from institutions in South Africa and abroad. During Mugabe's youth, Rhodesia was a British colony governed by a white minority, which excluded black Africans from meaningful political participation and economic opportunities. Land ownership was skewed, with white settlers controlling most of the fertile land, while the black majority lived in poverty. Mugabe joined the Zimbabwe African National Union (ZANU) in 1963, becoming one of the leaders of the movement to end colonial rule. ZANU, along with the rival Zimbabwe African People's Union (ZAPU), launched a protracted guerrilla war, known as the Second Chimurenga, against the white-led Rhodesian government led by Ian Smith. Mugabe was imprisoned for over a decade, 1964 to 1974, during which he gained even more admiration for his resolve. Upon his release, he became the face of the liberation struggle. In 1979, after years of bloodshed, the Lancaster House Agreement in London paved the way for democratic elections. In 1980, Zimbabwe was born, and Mugabe, leader of ZANU-PF, was elected prime minister, winning international praise. At this stage, Mugabe was a symbol of African self-determination, preaching reconciliation with former white colonists and promising democratic governance. In the early 1980s, Mugabe ordered a brutal military campaign against supposed dissidents in Matabeleland, the stronghold of ZAPU, his former political rivals. This operation, known as Gukurahundi, was carried out by the North Korean-trained 5th Brigade. Estimates suggest over 20,000 civilians were killed, including women, children, and the elderly. Mugabe claimed it was necessary for national security, but critics view it as a politically motivated genocide designed to crush opposition. Eventually, Mugabe forced a unity agreement with ZAPU in 1987, merging it into ZANU-PF and making Zimbabwe effectively a one-party state. That same year, he changed the constitution and became executive president, consolidating near-absolute power. By 2017, Mugabe was 93 years old and increasingly isolated. His wife, Grace Mugabe, began maneuvering to succeed him, alienating the military and party elite. He was a brilliant orator, a committed revolutionary, and a man who helped end an unjust colonial system. But he was also a ruthless autocrat, driven by paranoia, pride, and power. His rule began with liberation and hope, and ended in oppression and ruin. Mugabe's story is a cautionary tale of how revolutionary ideals can be corrupted, how power can blind even the most educated minds, and how liberators can become tyrants when unchecked.